Hey everyone, thanks so much for coming back. I'm sorry the last video kind of ended a bit abruptly. I think I pressed the button and it just stopped. So yeah, this is part two of my album rundown from 1984, just to see if I can decode anything from just the basic artwork and the song titles, really. Linking in with my strong suggestion that 1984 could likely have been the year the Antichrist was reborn back into this realm. And that would be 33 years ago this year. So this one was from a band called Kansas, the Best of Kansas. This was released in 1984. I mean, look at that. I mean, blanket for the water, ship going over the edge, all sorts of things going on. Flat earth suggestion. I don't want to go down that route. But you've got a curtain obviously coming back, spotlights, it's not really the sun, fake. It's just showing that it's just, that album cover says so much. And I've never even heard of the band, you know what I mean? But this was released in 1984, their best of. I mean, this guy looks like he could have stepped out of this year, doesn't he? 2017, one of these, you know, followers of fashion, big beard and well-to-do kind of, like, you know what I mean, like model style with the beard look. This is 1984. This was this track list. Again, you got more imagery on the back of this album. What's that hand there? Titles of this, that's interesting as well. Carry On Wayward Son, Point of No Return, Play the Game Tonight. I mean, there's starting to be a bit of a pattern with some of the other albums, if you caught the last video. There's a general pattern, and red and blue, yet again the colour scheme. So much red and blue there. I'll just show you the last videos the last album that we looked at on the previous video, the colour scheme of it. Red and blue. You'll find it comes up a lot as I'm doing these. Okay, this seemed to be a different version of the release. It came out in that year. It's the same album, but there's a few extra songs on this one. I just noticed that one there. Unbelievable, isn't it? But believable because it's there. Okay, this one, Twisted Sister. They released an album called Stay Hungry in 1984. I don't know whether you're going to be able to read that. Again, the red and the blue are sticking out a bit there for me. I mean, it's definitely red, more red and black. I hope you can try and read that, but just a bit about when it came out. That was the back of it. So we've got a track list there. Stay Hungry, Burning Hell, Price, Don't Let Me Down, The Beast, SMF. I don't know what that stands for. And then they had a load of unreleased stuff as well. But that was the actual back of the Stay Hungry release. Not sure what that symbolises there. Now I know some of these bands are always going to be like devil worshipping anyway, but specifically because of this year, I wanted to see if there was anything like pattern wise, but also just of all releases, see if there was any patterns. This one interesting for me, a band called Alphaville. We've got orange straight the way down there. This album was called Forever Young. Interesting cover again. That's the back of that. Track list there. Victory of Love, Summer in Berlin, Big in Japan. So they're covering quite a few countries there. Germany with Love, Fallen Angel, Forever Young, In the Mood, Sounds Like a Melody, Lies, and then the Jet Set. Okay. This is the band called The Cult. They released an album called Dreamtime in 1984. Straight away, snake skin, all the way around. A curious image there. That looks like the sun or something coming from the sky to me. And then you've got these curious shapes. That's the butterfly. There's a better picture in a minute. It's like a soldier horse with a patch over his eye. Yeah, that's the guy from that bit. Cool, Dreamtime. So you got the American kind of symbolising there. So just a bit better image of that album cover. As you can see there, it's definitely a butterfly, that is. I know it's not too clear on this camera, I'm sorry about that. It's a soldier. And that is a chess piece. Is it a knight? I don't play chess. It seems to have a squared out eye there. And then that again is the other guy from a minute ago. So it's curious. This is fire, something. There's definitely fire coming from the sky there for me. Orange again. Okay, this was the track list. Horse Nation, Spirit Walker. Again, linking back to the spirits being released. All spirits. 83rd Dream, Butterflies. Go West, that's interesting. West being obviously America, you'd think of the West. But it's actually East when you think of like left and right. Left path is always the wrong one. Right is service to others. Left path, service to self. So left is West. For me. Fire in the Desert, Dreamtime, Rider in the Snow. You've got some Antarctica links in there, or both poles to be honest. Bone Bag, Sea and Sky, Resurrection Joe. Again, I've already said about how I think it was the resurrection of all spirits after the 1,000 years. Well, it is, that's what it says in the scripture. It's just a case of me thinking it's this. We're in that from 33 years ago. So yeah, just on that point there, the Resurrection Joe bit, just why I think, and the point of these videos at this point is to do with that. After the 1,000 years, when Satan's released again for the last time, which I believe is for this 33-year period maximum, based on what most people believe the age of Jesus was, before he was killed. So yeah, that's the last album. That's the Cult, Dreamtime. That's the track list. We also did a live one, and that was the cover for that. Thought that was quite interesting. Cover there, the duality. Looks almost like an eclipse kind of thing happening there. I don't know whether you can see that on the screen, but if you just do a Google search for that, you've got a clear sun moon thing going on. Okay, David Bowie did an album in 1984. This was the cover of it. It's called Tonight. Again, red and blue. All sorts of other colours in there as well. Roses seem to be a common thing. Yellow and black as well is another colour scheme I've noticed in these popping up, which also links into the Bananarama, which will come up later on in the videos. They were a big band in the 1984. They'd only just come onto the scene in 83, but the big breakthrough was 84. So there seems to be something to do with bananas linking in with this as well. I know how ridiculous that might seem. But the Yellow and Black. This was the track list of that Bowie album for tonight. Loving the Alien. Don't Look Down. God Only Knows. Tumble and Twirl. Like Time. Keep Forgetting. Mandela Effect. Dancing with the Big Boys. Bonus. This is not America. As the World Falls Down. Absolute Beginners. Again, 1984. It's Birth, Rebirth again. Beginning again. A band called the Waterboys. They did an album called A Pagan Place. I mean, I'm just going to sort of scroll through these and stop talking a little bit now, just so you can just get the idea of the titles and stuff, and the track lists. Don't take my coconut. Imitation. Something wrong in paradise. Well, it's because this isn't paradise. And there is something wrong, but this isn't paradise. That's what's wrong. Back in the field again. This one was the year after, but I just thought the title was curious. Doppelganger. I mean, come on. Orange, Red, Fire again. That was the track list for the Doppelganger album. Lifeboat Pilot. Something about water. It's a common theme. Boats. Distractions, Survivors. It's a Wonderful Life. Bongo Eddie's Lament. The 7-Year Itch. Oh dear. My apologies.